moves the graph up 1 or down 1. Okay, what happened when we put a 2 in front of the x squared?
It got skinnier.
It went up twice as fast. Yeah, it got narrow. The word we used was, what was the word we used?
Flatter and steeper.
Steeper, that's what we call it, yeah. Okay, and what happens if I throw a negative in front of that?
It goes down.
Okay, the graph goes down. All right, so here the vertex would be up 1, so it'd be at 0, 1. And their graph would go down steeply, so it would look kind of like this. The vertex would be a maximum point. You guys remember that? Okay, based on stuff we've done in the past, what do you think this -1, this is today's, what do you think the -1 is going to do to the graph? Moves it right 1. Okay, that's just, we've done a couple things like this before. If you put a -1 directly on the x, it moves in the opposite, it moves in the x direction, but it does the opposite of what it says. So this actually goes right 1 and up 2. Okay, the book calls this vertex form because that basically tells you the vertex is at 1, 2. And that's kind of where we're going to start the graph at. Does that make sense? All right, what do you think would happen if I throw a 2 in front of that?
Makes you go up twice.
It go up twice as fast, just like this. What do you think would happen if I threw a negative in front of that? It goes down. So that kind of includes everything. If it's negative, it goes down. Positive, it goes up. If the number's bigger than 1, it goes up fast, steeper. If the number's less than 1, girls, no. If it's less than 1, it goes up slower, so it's flatter. This moves it left or right, opposite of what it says. This would be right 1. This moves it up or down. So that is everything. It's a kind of a repeat of yesterday, just a little bit of a
Wrinkle.
more. Yeah, it shifts left or right today. That's the difference. Okay, so on number 1, did everybody get graph paper? I already asked that, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Good deal, good deal. All right. The first question is, what is the vertex on number 1? Not all of this is graphs, but you can do it on graph paper if you want to. So, to answer that question, we need to figure out how is the graph moving. What is the -2 going to do to the graph? Right 2. What does the +9 do to the graph?
Up 9.
So where's the vertex if it's right 2, up 9?
2, 9.
2, 9. Okay, I briefly mentioned this. We didn't talk about it much yesterday. Let's say the vertex was at 2, 1 and the graph was going up or something like this. Okay, remember how I talked about it? All parabolas are symmetrical.
Yeah.
Like over this line, they're the same image on both sides. Okay, this line that goes down the middle, they gave it a name. They call it the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry. Oh, yeah, this book does call it line of symmetry, doesn't it? Okay, some books call it axis of symmetry. I guess this one calls it line of symmetry. So, what is how would we name this line? Like, what's the equation that describes it?
Would it be like x equals?
Yeah, it would be called x equals 2. All axes of symmetries or lines of symmetry look something like this. X equals whatever. It always shares whatever the x coordinate of the vertex is. That's going to be where the axis of symmetry goes through. So all the points on this line have an x value of 2. That's what they have in common. That's why it's called x equals 2.
So does it match?
And these two will match each other. The x coordinate of the vertex and what x equals for that line of symmetry. So on number 1, what is the line of symmetry? Well, it's right there. It's x equals 2. The vertex on number 1 is at 2, 9, which is like way up here. So anyway, the axis of symmetry is also x equals 2. All right, what's the next one?
Value.
Value of A. Okay, we didn't talk about that. The value of A, they mean what's, remember when we did A, B, and C on quadratic formula?
Yeah.
It just means what's the value on the front. And if there is no number on the front, what number is on the front? It's a 1. So why are they asking us what the value of A is? Because if A is a large number, it gets steep. If A is a small number, like a fraction, it's flat. So that's why they're asking us. Okay, which direction would this parabola open? Up, because it's positive on the front. So
It's
up.
positive outside of these parentheses.
Yeah, this just moves it left to right, but if the number on the front's positive, it goes up. If there's no number, it's a positive 1. If their number is negative, it goes down, just like yesterday. Okay, how does this compare to a normal x squared, y equals x squared parabola?
It's the same.
It's the same steepness. Because basically if A is 1, it's not going to go up any faster or slower than normal. So, I'm going to put this, put it down there, same. So lots of answers. None of them take too much work, but
So
you don't actually have to do any math to figure them out, huh?
So it's 11 through 20 graphing.
Yes. Last 10 are graphing. All right. These assignments are worth a ton because like each of these is half a point and the graphs are worth a couple points. Anyways, it's gonna be worth like 40 again. Actually more. 45. All right. Corbin, on number 3, how is that parabola gonna do? What is the -2 gonna do to the graph?
It's gonna make it go left,
Nope, it does the opposite.
right,
So it's right 2, and what's the -4 do to the graph?
go down
Down 4. And then what would the vertex be if the graph is moving right 2 and down 4? What point is, like normally on a parabola, it starts at like 0, 0. So if the parabola is moving like right 2, and I didn't do it right, and down 4, where's the vertex going to be? So what point is right 2 and down 4?
Negative,
It'd be
negative 2, down for, or negative
positive 2, right?
2. Yes.
And then down 4. So it's, okay, do we want, yeah, probably do. So right 2, down 4.
Why is it two?
He's doing.
Okay. Let's see. AJ, do you know what the axis of symmetry would be? The axis of symmetry is always x equals, and it always shares the x coordinate on the vertex. What's x equals 2? Okay. Bo, what is the value of A? Do you remember what that was from number 1?
3.
Yes. Why is it 3? Because the equation is y equals 3 parentheses x minus 2 squared minus 4. So 3 is the value of A. Yes. Jonathan, is it going to open up or down?
Up.
Up because it's a positive 3. Sophia, is it steeper or flatter than normal? If you put a 3 right there, that means it's going to go up 3 times faster than normal. So that'll make it steeper. Pretty steep. All right, number 5. guess I'm gonna write down -5 x plus 1 squared. All right, first question, vertex. So, Hank, how is this parabola gonna move?
It's gonna go up, I mean, left.
Left one,
Down.
up
Up.
none. Okay, this negative does not move, it flips, but it doesn't move the graph around. So it's gonna move left one, up or down 0. So where would the vertex be?
1, 0.
Left one,
Oh, -1,
-1, 0. Okay, Jackson, what would the axis of symmetry be?
The axis.
The line of symmetry, yeah. X equals -1. Go ahead and write x equals -1 because -1 is not really the answer, it's the whole thing. Okay, Avery, what's the value of A? -5, the number in front. And Manny, is it gonna open up or down?
No, down.
Down because of the negative on the front. And is it gonna be steeper, flatter, or the same as normal, Brian?
Hold on. Steeper.
Steeper. Why is it steeper?
I took a lucky guess.
Okay, because the 5 is gonna make it go 5 times as fast. So it's gonna go down really fast, 5 times faster than normal.
So what do you do if the line's positive?
Well, it would go up. That would be up. And if it's bigger than 1, it's still steeper. If it's less than 1, it's flatter. 7. f of x equals -746 squared plus 7. All right. All right. So Luke, do you know how this graph's gonna move? Okay. Well, there's nothing. This one's more like yesterday because there's nothing in the parentheses. There is no parentheses, which means what? It's not gonna move left or right.
Is it 0, 0?
No. But what's this +7 do to the graph? Oh, you weren't here yesterday, were you? Well, you might have picked it up. Do you know what this +7 is going to do to the graph? We've done stuff like this before.
Up 7?
Going to go up 7. So it's not going to move left or right. It is going to go up 7. So what?
0, 7.
So that would be 0, 7. That would be the vertex. Okay. What would the line of symmetry be, Jesse?
Line of symmetry, 0.
X equals 0. Which is basically the y-axis. It's just the vert right in the middle. Okay, what's the value of A, Lauren? -7/4. Yep, just the number in front on that one. And is it going to open up or down, Leah? If it's a negative on the front, it's going to open down. What was the next question? Oh, is it steeper, Devin, steeper or flatter than normal?
It's flatter.
Okay, what's 7/4 as a mixed number?
1 3/4.
1 3/4.
It's
So
steeper.
it's actually going to be steeper. So, yeah, not necessarily a fraction. It's got to be a proper fraction as opposed to improper fraction. Proper fraction makes it go up slower. 7/4 is actually bigger than 1, so it will go a little steeper than normal. Number 9. Oh, shoot. I forgot about this one. Do I want to do it? I tell you what. I'll do 9, and then if you guys want to do 10, it'll be bonus, all right?
Oh, sick.
But 9 and 10 are...
Sweet.
We haven't learned this yet.
Let's go.
Um,
10 so we can do that.
Okay, so 9 and 10 are written in standard form, not vertex form, which makes them harder to graph. You can, standard form is just like x squared minus a, like we've seen this a lot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if we took these other ones and like foiled x plus 1 squared and multiplied by -5, we could turn it into standard form. It just makes it harder to graph. Vertex form is mostly what we're doing today. Okay, the trick is, and I'm gonna spend a lot of time on this since it's kind of bonus. You can change this into vertex form by completing the square. So I'm gonna like push the +9 over. Remember this? Divide this number by 2 and square it. -4 divided by 2, or sorry, -8 divided by 2 is -4. Squared is +16. To keep it equal, I'm gonna put a -16 over here, because they're both on the same side of the equation. Okay, why am I doing that? Because this thing right here factors perfectly. What multiplies into 16 that adds up to -8? -4 and -4, or x minus 4 squared. And then this is kind of left over. +9 minus 16 is -7. Alright. So now it's kind of ready to go. Alright. So that was the hard part. Now it's kind of normal. So Kenton, how would this graph move? Can you guys see that? How would that graph move right here? What's the -4 to the graph? No, does the opposite. So
Would you
it's
get negative?
right 4 and down 7. So where would the vertex be?
And what's the +16?
Oh,
If the graph moves right 4 and down 7, where would the vertex be?
I was trying to figure it out.
What point is right 4 and down 7? 4, -7. Okay, let's see, what was the next question?
This should be.
Oh, what's the line of symmetry? X equals 4. What's the value of A? Owen?
1.
1. What's the next question? Is it opening up or down?
Up.
Up, because it's a positive 1. And is it going to be steeper or flatter than normal, Miranda? Or same as normal? Same. Yeah, because that's a normal 1. That's kind of the standard. Alright. That's it.
I do want to go.
Alright. Number 11 is graphing. Pretty similar to yesterday. There is one kind of key difference. Because the graphs are moving right and left today, it makes what I want you to do a little bit different. So the first thing you should do is find the vertex. Brianna and Moses switched. Okay, Brianna, do you know where the vertex is going to be? What does this -4 do to the graph?
It makes it negative.
Okay, it moves the graph right 4.
Right.
And what does this do? It moves the graph up 2. So the vertex is always going to be the opposite of what's in parentheses and the same as what's outside for the y-coordinate. The opposite of what's in parentheses for the x-coordinate, the same as the outside for the y-coordinate. So the graph is going to go right 4, up 2. Okay, 4, 2 is the vertex. That means it's the middle of the graph. Is everybody listening? This is the part that usually I lose people. Kind of like yesterday, I want to find 2 points on one side of the graph and then I'm going to mirror them. So you need to choose 2 x coordinates that are next to the vertex. So what are 2 x coordinates next to the vertex? 3 and 2 or 5 and 6. So just one or the other. 3 and 2 are a little bit smaller, I guess. So actually, probably 5 and 6 would be easier. Okay, to find out what goes with them, I'm going to plug 5 in. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Plus 2 is 3. If I plug in 6, 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, so these points are kind of up and to the right. So your graph might look something like this. Okay, the first point, 4, 2, is the vertex. It's kind of important that you recognize that. And then, let's see, 5, 3, 6, 6. Okay, and now, how am I going to finish this? Right, this is the vertex, like this is the middle of my graph right here. This is the line of symmetry. So this point is going to reflect over here. This point has a twin over here. And that's it. You don't have to, they didn't say you had to draw the line of symmetry. It might help you reflect the points. Alright, where did we leave off? Oh, Moses, where is the vertex going to be? Right, yeah, it's going to move right 1, down 3. So it's at 1, negative 3. If you get that part wrong, it's going to be a serious hindrance to getting the graph right. Okay. I guess the graph was kind of to the right. Let's do something like this. A little bit to the right, not much. Okay, Moses, what would be some good x values to plug in here? Right. If the vertex is at 1, maybe we plug in 2 and 3. So just stick close to the vertex. Why would we not want to get far away from the vertex? Right, because if I try plugging in 10 over here, what am I going to get? Like 100. So the graph gets really big if you get away from the vertex. So you want to stick close. If I plug in 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Minus 3. 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 minus 3. So 1, negative 3. 2, negative 2. 3, 1. You guys kind of getting a feel for how these go after yesterday? So here's the middle. So this is going to reflect over here. This one's going to reflect way over here.
How do we get positive?
Huh?
How do we get positive?
That moves the graph right 1, that moves it down 3. So the vertex is at 1, -3. What have you been writing that whole time? Was I in the way or something? 15 x plus 3 squared. All right. Wyatt, where's the vertex gonna be on this one? What's the plus 3 gonna do to the graph? Left 3 and up 0. So where's the vertex gonna be? Huh? Left 3 is, what's the coordinates of that? Yeah, -3, 0. Okay, what would be some good x values to plug in if the vertex is at -3? -2, -1. Okay, you could also have done -4, -5. That would have worked as well. If I plug in -2 plus 3, I get 1 squared is 1. -1 plus 3 is 2. Squared is 4. Alright, this one's kind of to the left because all those x values are negative. So, -3, 0. -2, 1. -1, 4.
How are you today, Mr. Frederick?
Demerit.
Sorry, Mr. Jordan. You know you have the same name as my dad? Brandon.
I didn't know that.
You did?
Yeah. He worked here for a little bit, remember?
Yeah, he did work here.
All right, let's see where we. Oh, okay, Josiah.
What are you doing? Why?
What are you doing? It keeps on making it work.
Wyatt, I'm not sure you were ready for that seat.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
Not quite on that level yet. All right, Josiah. What does the +4 do to the graph? Just give up, I'll fix it later. Okay, what does the +4 do to the graph? Moves it left 4. What's the +1 do to the graph? Up 1. So where's the vertex?
What?
Where's the vertex? -4, 1. What would be some good x values to plug in if the vertex is -4, 1? -3, -2. If I plug in -3, gotta be careful on this one because there's a negative out in front of the parentheses. What's that gonna do to our graph? What should we expect on the graph? It should be going down if we do it right. Well, let's see what we get. -3 plus 4 is 1, so parentheses first. Then exponent, 1 squared is 1. Then the negative, -1, plus 1 is 0. So I did parentheses, exponent, negative, and then plus 1. -2 plus 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. -4 plus 1.
Holy ravioli.
Alright. So this one's going down actually a little bit. So I'll start. Oh, it's also to the left.
What's in curry?
-4, 1.
Moses whip up some curry.
Ups and curry.
Alright, and so sometimes when people get this, they try to do like this or something. I've seen that a lot of times on graphs. What did I do wrong?
It's supposed to be flat in the middle.
Steeper.
Okay, I didn't recognize the vertex. What's the vertex?
It's upside down. It's like
Yeah, it's upside down. This is the vertex, -4, 1. This is the middle of the graph. Okay, not this one. So this point reflects over here, looks like this. You guys get it?
Yeah.
And-
I got it. Mr. Jordan.
Great.
On my own.
Great.
I'm gonna pass it now.
That was one of my better parabolas.
That was beautiful.
It's a work of art.
It is.
Yeah, Mr. Jordan.
Yeah, Owen. Oh, it's swapping out this.
Alright. Uno más. You guys taking Spanish?
Yes. It's 4.
I'm passing the case.
We get like 3 assignments a day.
Yeah, we go for it. I just started on it.
Alright.
She'll give us like 2 tests. We'll think we'll be done. You have another assignment, by the way. Read an entire book.
I don't think you could call on John to go yet.
Yeah.
I went earlier. What are you talking about?
How many? You skipped over Johnny.
Spanish, one assignment.
I went all the way around the room, didn't I?
Or what about Dad?
Yeah, Davin was,
Dude, we get through the reassignment. They get 1.
what, for Spanish?
Yeah.
Alright. Corbin. Where is the vertex gonna be on 19?
-1 and
Our class is pretty bad.
4.
Yep, -1, 4. Opposite of the first, same as the second. Okay. What x values should I plug in?
0 and 1.
Yeah, what's close to -1? That'd be 0 and 1. Or you could do -2, -3. If you want the other side of the graph. So if I plug in 0, this is kind of a long one. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1. Times 3 is 3. Plus 4, 7. Oh, this one might be a mess. Alright, if I plug in 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 plus 4, uh-oh, 16. Okay,
That's a good punch.
so when we make our graph, where should the x-axis be?
I'm putting my graph on
Davin.
Now,
Yesterday.
you can try counting by 2s, however,
Davin. Yesterday.
you have to remember.
I made a 5'10" spun whip.
Okay, is this tall enough? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It's gonna take up my
13, 14. No, it's not.
And he could.
say that's
I have to zoom out to get this.
You look at guards, like, no, like, is
Alright,
How many contact
Can't give 99.
No, I didn't know that you left.
driving them?
-1, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 7,
I
5, 6,
spent like all my
7.
DC.
1, 16.
No, I didn't.
Why is this one so tall?
I don't know.
13, 20, that thing.
Because of the 3, mostly. It goes up 3 times faster than normal. So normally, you guys notice when we like go over, it goes like over 1, up 1 normally. But this one goes over 1, up 3. That's what the 3 is doing. And it goes like 6 more after that. Anyways,
It's just up.
there's no way I'm gonna hit this. That's good enough. No, actually, don't mind.
Oh,
There we go.
way better than that one. Is that one?
Are you getting me, bro?
No.
Alright, so 20 should actually be slow. That's the only. 19 is definitely the steepest. 14 has a times 2, so that one won't be too bad though, because it starts up, it goes down. So 19 was probably the worst, actually.